We can't be in the session, no. Oh, thank you. All right, I appreciate you. Okay, let's get back. Hello. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, are you ready? I'm ready too. I'm sorry. I'm fashionably late because I had to mess with this and I had to get my cat out of my room. So I apologize on my part.
It's okay. I just been here just sleeping. So nervous.
No, you're good. Breathe, 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 breathe. Are you on a computer or are you on
I'm on my phone.
Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. I mean, I'll just do it like that. That's a whole new way of session. Well, I love you. Don't worry about it. Let's breathe. Let's do this together. Right? Okay. So before we get started, let me kind of tell you, my last session was crazy. So I don't know what's in the water today, but it's good. So this is great for you too, and both. So number one, let me kind of tell you first off a little bit about how I do this and like what is going on. Okay, that way you can kind of understand, why does she have that stupid look on her face, right? All that stuff. So number one, it's a thing. It's just going to be me. I'm looking for my pen at the same time. I have a pen. There it is. And all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to chew on it a couple of times, but all the time is I have this notepad and all I do is monotonously scribble over and over again. I just destroy trees. That's it. I get anxiety when I channel, and so I have to allow it to leave. Okay, because I'm still a person. The other thing is that there's nothing special about it. Sometimes I'll draw on it, but I'm a terrible drawer. The other thing is, you know, people ask, how do you get messages? How did that happen? Well, it's you. You're the key, not me. I'm just the telephone that can understand what's going on, right? So I've been studying how to speak ghosts for like 20 years, right? So what happens? How do they speak? They don't have vocal cords. Well, so what they do is, what we're essentially asking these people to do is we're saying, hey, I know your energy, I know your pure consciousness, I know that you're around, but I want you, and I know you can't be in this physical form anymore, so I want you to come into her body and use her thoughts, her feelings, her emotions, and I want you to convey your messages perfectly and make her understand it so you can tell her. Okay, I want you to do that. Okay, that's kind of what we're asking here. And so how do they do that? So they come in, and people are on different levels depending on what happened to them. If somebody like died in an okay way, then they feel very light, airy, very almost like we like to call it heaven or source. And so they will talk more in feelings and emotions. Like I can get an entire story based on a feeling. Like I accidentally got shot is a feeling. It's like a knowing behind it. It's weird. Another thing is that they will do signs and symbols. So if I see like a white balloon, that means anniversary. If I see a colorful balloon, that means birthday. Here's a kicker. If I hear happy birthday, that means your birthday's today, versus the other one is like 2 weeks from now. So I have to be like on my toes. And they'll kind of put those signs and symbols in line to create phrase. They'll put feelings in with it. The other two ways are that they will try to put me in either situations that they were in by like making me try to live through their eyes, or how you were feeling or what was going on with you. So they're trying to make me explain to you that they see all sides of the story now, so they're going to put me everywhere. The other thing too, and so I'll get like smells, I'll get hearing, I'll get words, I'll get feelings, like the whole thing. And then the last way, which is my favorite, is because it's just easy and it's just cool, is that I will just get words and phrases. They will just boop up in my head, and sometimes it'll even get to a point like my last session that I'll just ask a question in my head and they'll like respond with a sentence. Like I'll just tell you an example. So like my last client, her mother, as we're closing the session, her mother's like, no, we need to talk about this. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I said, what? And she says, tell her I'm sorry that she found me, and I wasn't breathing and I was blue, and she was the only one to find me. Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about that at all. And so I brought that up. I said, your mother's telling me that you were the one that found her and she wasn't breathing. There was nothing we could do to bring me back, and she's apologizing for that. And she goes, I did. I was 11. My client's like 37 now, right? And so she was freaking out. So and it's just because they want to say that. So it's recorded all the time. I'm going to send you the recording tomorrow morning. If I have messages for other people, then we'll give it to them. Okay, there's never going to be a moment where they say something and you go, no, I don't understand that, and I go, well, maybe it's for this person. No, if it's for that person, they'll fucking talk about that person. Okay, there's none of the maybes. All right. So all I really need you to do at first is just sit here, be chill, and I'm going to try to figure out how this person talks. I'm going to try to figure out what level they're on, because we have high vibe, medium, low. I know that they're not low because it doesn't feel dark and cynical, which is good, which means that they didn't rape anybody. They're going to try to talk through me, and all I really need you to do is tell me, hell yeah, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. Don't give me any like super big explanation until like a little bit down the line. Like, what? You just need to shut up. You're very cocky, you know? I know that they think you're a good person, and you are, but you just need to calm down, okay? Hold on. So they're here already. This person was a very nice, like, snuggly type of person. He's like, but he just made a funny joke in my head, like, I'm Richie Rich y'all, or I'm Richie Rich you, or something like that, like joking about that. I go, Richard. I was like, is this you? What are you doing? And he goes, no, I'm Richie Rich. I was like, okay, I know. And earlier, what he was saying when I was trying to tell you how to do it, he goes, will you hurry up? Come on, I'm not meaning to be rude. I'm not meaning to be mean. And I'm like, can you stop it? He just wants to talk to his family. Something about something's fucked up. Don't curse. That's rude. Hold on. I mean, I'll do it too, but I'm just talking to him. Who is this? Who is this to you? And who can you? I was going to ask if this was boyfriend, and it's definitely not boyfriend, because how they came up and like punched you in your arm and like told you that they would like in a funny way, like, you know how they would go like, what are you doing, like that type of thing. It's definitely more on the line of friend or brother all the way through. I'm almost thinking it's okay, cool, because just how like a sister brother thing would react, you know. Hold on. He's talking about how he has to give you shit from the other side, joking about it. Says that, I'm gonna ask him why is he here. He talks really well right now, so why? Hold on. It's almost like you're the only person he can talk to, because you're the only person that tries to talk to him, I think, in a way. You're the only person that like tries to connect. And he's saying how he like sits on the edge of your bed and he likes to sit here and listen to you, and he's talking about, oh, don't worry, it's okay. Oh, is this your oh, that is your bedroom, isn't it? Sorry, okay. Oh, that's why. Okay. They're always around you. They tell me. He keeps telling me he wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't a bad guy. When spirit starts to tell me that they weren't a bad guy, that means that they messed up in some way. That it's almost like somebody being like, no, I didn't get in trouble. I didn't get in trouble, but like they shot somebody like that. I don't think they shot anybody, but that type of thing. What? I was put that in my notes. You see what you did there? He says he's struggling. Interesting. Why? My music on. Don't tell me anything yet. He says that where's my music? Sorry, I always have my music going on in my headphones. Here we go. It just helps me focus that way in case I hear my cat cry. Hold on. What? He's crying. Why are you crying? He like gets he's literally like sitting on the edge of your bed facing me. He has kind of his legs spread apart. He's kind of sitting down like this. He has like his hands here, like if we're in concentration, and he's like talking to me like this. And I go, what are you doing? And he says that he's struggling, or he was struggling. And I said, how are you struggling? And he's talking about 1, 2, 3, which means all the way, maybe emotionally, physically, spiritually, because he keeps going like this. He keeps talking about how I just want out of this fucking body. Which means that he hasn't like fully ascended yet all the way. It means too that maybe he's dealing with some like heavier shit underneath the surface. So this session will help him because that way he can go up to what we like to call heaven or higher vibration. He said he tried, so I'm going to see try. He doesn't feel low enough or angry enough for it to be suicide. I definitely don't think that there's suicide exactly. But he feels low and sad enough to where maybe we were like trying to numb the pain for some reason. So we're going to have to figure one, because he's a very nice person. He's a very nice guy. Hang on. He's a cool kid. One. Okay, this is random. I just asked, I said, how old are you? How old are you? How old? Because he feels young at heart. And he says that he asked me if I enjoy being an old lady. Was he born in like 88 or 89 or 87?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was born in 88. And so he's joking with me on how he's like, how does it feel to be old? How does it feel like getting older? And I was like, oh, okay. He says that so that means he's joking about how he doesn't have to get older now. Hold on. Are you the baby?
Yes.
You are. Oh, okay. He says enough talk about us. He says I need to talk to my baby sister. And I go, okay. And he says that he goes, oh, you look so cute. Like that. He just, yeah. He's just like joking with you. I'm gonna ask him what happened. Hang on. So he's trying to skirt around the issue every time I ask him. So I'm trying to let him know that it's okay, it's safe, we can talk about it. There's no judgment. He says God shit is real though. Interesting. First time I've heard that in a while. Was he like an atheist? Or was he like Yeah, it's interesting. He says God shit is real though. That's all he said. I go, okay, which means to me that he's trying to move up. It's just there's just a higher vibration. Hold on. We call it God. Because that's where we come from. Any way I could. So this is drugs involved. Yeah. Okay. He goes, and then he like talks about maybe was he like crushing up pills or was this like heroin?
Like
all the things. Okay, all the things. Okay. Because he talks about this. He goes, and then he makes me hear like the back of a spoon on a pill. Like that, and then he makes me feel almost like what fentanyl would be or something like that. Like that's when he makes me feel. And I know fentanyl and heroin feel very similar in my body. Not I don't do them, but from channeling spirit. Wait, hold on, say that one more time. It skipped the sounded.
Oh, I'm not sure about but it's possible.
Okay, hold on, let's get into that. Hold on, let's see. He was a fan of being high all the time, like not just high but just like high all the time. He just sang the song. He goes like this: gotta stay high all the time to keep you off my mind, like that. That's all he's saying. So he's trying to give me symbols. One. He's apologizing people for being. Nobody thinks he's a sorry ass piece of shit. That's literally what he called himself. No. Exactly. I know. He's apologizing.
Never that.
He was. Say it one more time.
He was always hard.
I know. He feels very he is, like you said, he is a lot harder on himself than it almost feels like everybody else just wants to help him. Everybody else just wants to support him. Everybody else just wants to love him. And he has put himself down in this low little hole that he doesn't feel like he's good enough at all. It's weird. I've hold on, but why? Was he like, he used to work though. He used to work. He was doing a good job at some, yeah, that's what he's saying. I said, you want to do nothing what? And maybe at like the last part of his life, maybe he really didn't do a whole lot. Maybe he wasn't able to. Yeah, he's talking about, man, he says, I couldn't hold a job. And I said, yes, you could, because he's talking about being able to work with his hands. And he talks about at the very end, no, he had just gotten to where he was maybe a little bit heavier set or something. And he's talking about like rolling around, or I don't know. He's talking about being a bed bum almost in a way, or couch bum. What happened with that?
I'm thinking
it's
like he stayed in bed in the house a lot. Was
In the-
working the job. Haven't stopped all that.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So this is what he just showed me. It's weird. He showed me like a pair of, like, in my head would be like basketball shorts and like a shirt that's too big, and he shows himself just laying around with like his tummy showing all the time. I don't know. I don't think he's wearing crop tops. It just means maybe I'm being lazy or something like that. He's talking, and I think he's like not okay with his body. Wait, what? Wait, okay, so he lived in the house with you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I go, where were you at? Did you die in your apartment? Did you die where? And he talks about you going, hi, how are you? Like actually being nice to this person, right? I was like, oh, okay. So they were in the same home. He says that. Did you find him?
No.
Who's the person that found him?
Was like he was living in what's it called? No. What is it called?
It's okay.
Like Salvation Army, you know?
Oh, those are all the people.
He got found in
Okay. Yeah, he's talking about some it's weird because he's talking about somebody found him. They found him. So he's talking about wherever he's sleeping, wherever he's laying, people walked up on him. But then he shows me a flash of your face going, oh my God. And I can see your lips like freaking out and like hyper. So for me, that trauma, that terror goes along with finding somebody, or maybe you just had no idea, right? You didn't get this chance. And so that's also where that comes from. And you're just shaking.
Can I tell you what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, when we had like body, and
hold on, wait, pause it. It's skipping on the sound real quick, baby. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Say it one more time.
There is a viewing for
yeah,
and animated scene. It was a lot.
Yeah. Okay, that's why you're walking up to him. Okay. Yeah, he shows you like seeing his body. That's like you found him. So it's in that moment with that. Okay. Oh my God. I've never seen anybody freak out like that. I mean, in my head, like that was terrible. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. He is too. Yeah. Hold on, we're gonna go through this even more. What? He says he's trying to work on himself. He says, I like what you're doing. I like where you're at. I like what's going on. He says, oh, but I'm working on myself. So we're going to get into what that means in just a second. He says that, how are you in and out of rehabs?
Me?
How does that work? No, not you. Him. Had he like gone to, had he gone a couple of times already? Okay. Oh, okay. So y'all are very on top of things. He says, I said, so what was going on? Did you try to get help? What was going on after this? He says, oh man, he talks about this open door, in and out, or in and out, and in and out. He says that, hold on. I wonder if this Salvation Army thing, I wonder if other people were doing drugs with him and like, no. Yeah. He said, sorry, say it one more time.
The day before, messaged me, and he was with someone from there. And I'm assuming he was.
He says, yeah, he's over there. He says that he goes, exactly. He goes, I go, well, what were we doing? I said, Salvation Army. I said, that's the thing. I said, that's a good place. I've had a couple of friends that have gotten out of prison and have gone there and like did their work programs. And he goes, man, it's really hard. I said, why? He says, when the other people here are doing drugs with you, for me, that's an excuse because you could also. Yeah. For me, that's an excuse, so that way you could blame it on somebody else, right?
Exactly.
That's what it is for me. What? You're not a mom yet, are you?
Oh yeah.
You are? Okay. This is what he said. He says, are you planning on having another kid?
I just had another kid.
Oh, you did? You just did? Oh, okay, cool. This is what he said. He says he showed you pregnant. He showed you, I watched her. He says, I was very excited about watching her become a mom. Right? I was very excited about this. And he shows you were very pregnant. You were very pregnant. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay, hold on. The internet's really bad. It's really shaky. I can't see you. I can't hear you. Hold on. You're caught. Okay, there you go. Wait, can you get me in a stable spot? Hold on. We're gonna sit and wait. You look great, Toots, though. Okay, we're gonna keep it there. Right? Hold on. Can you get closer to the router at all? Is there any way?
It's all the way down. That's where all the people are.
That's why.
I can try to move.
Yeah, move a little bit. Okay.
Closer to the door.
I like. Oh, you're in an upstairs. Oh, look at that. Does it get really warm up there?
It's so hot. I'm sweating.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, it's okay. It may also be him too. Oh, that's a crib. Oh, okay. Interesting. So he shows you being very pregnant, very like that. And then he talks about that. I can't wait till she's a new mom, or like something about or being a mom. And I'm like, she's not a mom yet. Ain't no way. And then he talks about, I love the new baby, or I'm going to love the new baby, or I love this all the way through. So he's trying to talk about being in the life of your child. Let's figure out what sex if we know. Hang on. Can you? Do you have one of each already? No. Interesting. He was going to say, like, I'm going to bless her with one of each. I'm like, bless her with one of each. What do you mean?
Oh, I asked, but I go.
Okay. Hang on. Let's figure that out. Hold on. Let me get back in with him. Also, are you a girl mom?
No.
Weird. He keeps talking about girl over and over again, and he
I
keeps
wanted
talking about
it. Like so badly. I get so mad because I've had her.
Yeah. Okay. So I think this is where this is going. He keeps talking about blessing, like literally the word is blessing you with this girl and like girl. And that's why I asked you, are you going to have another kid again? Is like that going to be a thing? I know. Okay. It's weird because I almost feel like, hang on. I have one, but I'm just asking about you. Have you? He keeps talking about mixed race kids. Oh, do you have one right now?
I have
two. I do too. Oh, okay. What are yours?
Like white and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We're Russian Jews, my side, and then my ex-husband, he's half black and half Asian. So I have a Blasian Jewish Russian child. That's where that comes from. Okay. He talks about that. And then he talks about having, so he knows about them. Oh, I've never had that come through. And then he's talking about how I think you're going to end up getting your girl, but I think you get it. No, wait. But I think you get it in a non-conventional way. Okay. So pause really quick. It almost feels like, and this is not now. And the girl is like 9 in my head. It's almost like maybe you end up, I don't know if you're with somebody right now. I don't know if anything like that. Okay. It almost ends up feeling like you go and something ends here and you end up getting with somebody else and they have a daughter. And then you end up being like a mom to this daughter. And so that's the way you get this girl. But this is what it feels like in my head. I don't like, they keep showing this girl as, for me, because I'm down here in Texas, it feels like she would look like she was Puerto Rican or something like that. So like it's hard for you to describe, or like Dominican, so like very, very almost like tan, very light complected tan with like almost like this golden type of hair going on top of it, but they're younger. I would even say between like 7 and 9. So I don't know what's going on in the relationship. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know about that. We can look at that at some point too. But I think you do end up getting a girl, but it's by default. And that ends up being not only like one of your little best friends, but you also end up being able to have her. Okay. Yeah. So just wait now. Yeah. Well, now that also means like, what is going to happen with the relationship that you're in right now? That's where the,
I don't know.
Right. Okay. Let me, before we go, it's not now anytime soon, but I want to look at y'all's charts and I want to see like, what is that about? Right. I would like to look at that. So we'll look at that in just a second. Hang on. I want to ask him. Come here. He has so much grief on his passing. He has so much sadness on his passing. He's not a bad guy. He keeps beating himself up over and over again. I know that y'all let him kind of like go and flourish and tell him you love him. I know that you do that. I know that you're not holding him back. I know y'all don't have a crazy amount of anger right behind it, because there's not that feeling coming from you. Like some people, they're like, yo, fuck you and I hate you. Like there's not that intensity. He's just needing to let that go. He doesn't even think he's attractive anymore. I think he was a very nice looking guy, and he was very cocky about how he looked, right? He was like that. Yes, correct. He's in the physical. He needs to get out. Hold on. So let me ask him, let me interview him about you and your life and what's happening here. And then of course I want to go for Q&A, and I want to ask more on, hold on. Did y'all end up getting, oh, that's so weird because I've never been a part of this before. Did y'all end up getting his clothes back from there, or Salvation Army?
Yeah.
Did y'all still have them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He goes and he just folded all this stuff up like this and he handed them to you and he says, they're still here, or they're still around. And I go, oh, okay. And he says he's still trying to cope with the ending of his life. What? I want to ask him about funeral. I want to ask him about, hold on. You like yell at him and tell him that he better watch out for you. Like, you better watch out for me. Like, you're very serious and you're silent at the same time. He's talking about how it's weird that I want you to get a tattoo for him, but I want it to be like a red heart with like rich in the middle for some reason. I know it's not that, but it's almost like that. It almost looks to me it looks like old school, like 1970s or something like that. Hold on. He like wants you to get it here, and I'm like, she's not going to get a tattoo of you across her heart on her boob. Have you ever thought about doing anything like that?
I did, like, I do have an idea of what I want. I will get a pencil. I just don't know the spot.
Yeah, he keeps talking about I want you to do this, which means it hasn't happened yet. And I kind of want like it's almost like if I have a red heart and it's like slightly shaded in down and it just has his name and maybe like dates, but he keeps putting it here and I'm like, but I feel like I feel like you probably need to either put it like up here.
Yeah.
On our arm. Mm-hmm. That's where I would say it. We're not putting it on our boob. He says that one. He says, "Oh, come on, show me what's up then." Like, he's telling you to do it. And I'm like, she can't do it right now. Are you breastfeeding right now?
No.
No. Okay, cool. I was like, she's probably breastfeeding. That's probably why. Okay, there you go. He's talking about what? Tell me. Where are you from? Hold on, I'm gonna ask him. Wait. Are y'all Michigan or are you further north like Canada?
Canada.
Y'all are Canada. No wonder it freaking snows up there so much. Okay. Okay. He keeps walking around smoking in the snow in my head. And I'm like, what are you doing? Or like walking out. He's talking about smoking. He's talking about whatever this is. And he's talking about walking around the snow. And down here in Texas, they do nothing to that, right? And I'm like, okay, the only other thing I know is Montana or Michigan. Wait, tell me. He says, you'll come from a nice neighborhood. I said, how did you get in with drugs? So it's like the people that he was just around, He says that, how is there hood in Canada?
Hood?
Yeah, like a ghetto. There's no ghetto in Canada. Is there ghetto in Canada?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Where I live now.
Really? Okay. See, down here in Houston, we call it H-Town. We call it the hood. For hoodlum, that's where like all that happens. Yeah, he says, man, there's like the ghetto or there's like hood in Canada. And I'm like, ain't no way. Because, okay. And he showed me an interesting image of like pit bulls and chain link fences. And I'm like, stop. Are we really going all the way? He says that that's just what it is in Texas. That's my version of what that looks like. He says that one. So it's because of the upbringing and what he was doing. He likes to sit back and reminisce with you. He knows that you can't really do that a whole lot right now because of the kids and what's going on and how much stuff you have going on. But he likes to just like sit back and hang out with you and just like try to talk to you. And he doesn't even know if you can hear him. I mean, I know that in some way you're able to like get a few things and you're like, oh, is this him? And then you kind of like push it away, right? That's him. That's him popping in. And what that is that when you're chilling, when you're relaxing, what you're doing is especially if you're like watching a video or watching a movie, or maybe you're like zoning in on something else, what you're doing is you are not focused on a million different things. So you're focusing out in one state. So he's able to get in there. And so that's what that is. Okay. So you're adapting to the frequency to which your brother is at. What? I asked him if he was a hockey fan, because that seems to be a big thing up there, hockey, and he says it's cool. So he's not like this massive hockey fan, but it's cool. Yeah. I'm like, okay, everybody loves hockey apparently I'm sorry, this is just like down here, everybody has a horse in an oil field, right, in their backyard. That's hold on, one. It wouldn't have been better if you moved to the States. He goes, maybe if I moved to the States, it would have been better. I was like, I don't know. Did he hop back and forth between the two at all? No. Yeah, weird. I don't know. He's just saying, maybe if I moved here. I'm like, no, it's like, you need to be with your family. That's the whole thing. Hold on. Did your mother get COVID?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. He talks about being worried about when mom got COVID. Like, that's all he says. Was he alive or was he dead at that point?
He was gone already.
Oh, Okay, interesting. I said, so what were you around for? What are you seeing? And he keeps circling your mother over and over again. And I said, what is that? He says, Mom got COVID. And I go, oh, okay. And he talks about maybe she was actually having a pretty decent time, like a hard time with her chest or something because of it. And he talks about he's the one that made it to where she didn't get hospitalized or something, or he's the reason why she didn't pass away from it. Like it would have gotten really, really bad.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they help you out. They love you.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
mm-hmm. It's okay. Well, that's what they're around for.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's what you're welcome. That's what they're around for, because he's very, very nervous about that. He says that because he talks about mom being like the best, mom is the greatest, mom is this very, very kind woman. Mom is like, hold on, let's see. I can't say that about your mother. Hold on. He says she'll get you though, like she'll get you, so maybe mom will like snap back or pop back at you or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He goes like this, which means like she'll talk back, she'll get you. Yeah, I think your mother being with COVID would have been a lot worse if it was for your brother being gone, because it just feels like it wouldn't have turned out as well.
Well, that's scary.
Mm-hmm. So there's a reason. There's a reason for everything. There's a reason for that. Okay. Hold on. What? Oh wait, what? No, you don't. Wait. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Do you have a 7? Ain't no way you have a 7-year-old.
He's on 7.
How old is he?
He's gonna be 5.
Okay. This is what he said. He said like my bro is going to school, or my kid is going to school, and he fist bumps him, and in my head he goes, yeah, and I was like, oh man. And he talks about him being, in my head he tells me he's big for his age. I have a big child. Oh, he is. Okay.
Oh,
and so I was like, oh, okay, well that's why. I go, how big is he? And he shows me. I said, what's the age? And he makes me, he says I have a 9-year-old, and he says he's younger than him, he takes care of it. So I'm like, all right, with how big he is and this, I bet he's about 6 or 7, but he's 5. Okay. And he's talking about being there with him on his first day of school, and like how excited he was about it, like how he loves him. Yeah, he says that. Tell me. Uncle Richie. I just want to call him Uncle Richie. That's what I call him.
That's Uncle Richie.
Really? He says Uncle Richie got it for you. Uncle Richie has your back. You know that, right? That's what he's trying to tell him. He says that. Wait. Do they ride the bus at 5 up there? Do they ride the bus?
Okay. The thing is, like, I'm trying to get him on the bus. He hasn't like got on the bus yet, but I'm trying to get him on.
Get him on the bus. Okay. He says, this is what he says. He says Uncle Richie's Uncle Richie's something on the bus. Uncle Richie's got your back on the bus, or Uncle Richie's gonna have your back on the bus. So maybe he's nervous about he's gonna go with him. He's nervous about going. He's nervous about getting on. So he's trying to let him know. And what? I almost feel like your son will beat everybody up in a good way, and I think that's good. So that's okay. I like it. That's what I would teach my child to do. What? Tell me. What? Wait, okay, stop. Does he play Roblox already?
Okay, at the school he was playing with little blocks, like Lego.
Yeah, Legos. Okay. He keeps talking about, he goes about those blocks or about those, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. So he's just trying to show that he's with him. Tell me, wait. I see you with 3 kids. Down the line. Just FYI. I don't know where that is. I'm gonna look at you and the person you're with right now. Hold on. You do a lot of work, my dear. You do a lot of work. You do everything. You do
Yeah.
everything. Uh-huh. He's talking to whoever that you're with. He says, don't be lazy. He's telling them, don't be lazy. Yeah, exactly. I don't know who the person that you're dating or you're with right now or you're married to or whatever that is, but he's just talking about how he says that you're doing everything, you do everything, you keep all that up, and he's talking to just a person in my head, a gentleman, it seems like, that is just like, don't let them be too lazy, don't let them be too complacent. You got this, like you're doing everything. He says that he says you're better than all of them. So he's telling you that that you don't need to settle for facts. Yep. Your brother's funny. He keeps talking about how he just wants nice shoes. How he just wants nice shoes.
I love shoes. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Nice shoes. I cleaned my shoes the other day. He gave me a pair of shoes and I cleaned them.
Really? Oh,
yeah, I just cleaned them like 2 days ago.
Boom. There you go. Yeah, he keeps talking about nice shoes. I want nice shoes. I'm giving her nice shoes. Like, it's all, just bring that up, Amy. He put you in like a very tight like bodycon dress for some reason in my head, and he put you with high heels on. Boof. And I have no idea why. That's not what you're in right now. That's not what you're doing. Exactly. I know. I don't know what that is. I think he's trying to turn you into like a movie star in my head.
I need to dress up.
Yes. Or he keeps you putting like this, you know, when you have this on, and I think he's trying to make you see that you're hot, like you're beautiful, like don't ever think of anything different. He says that did y'all have a really big dog growing up?
Yes.
Yeah, like a woolly a what?
He had a dog.
Yeah. Okay, what type? Is it very big? What is it?
I think it was a boxer.
Okay, yeah, boxers are big. So this is what he just made me feel. He says, tell her, I go, what else do you want to talk about? He says, tell her the dog's with me. And I go, okay, what type of dog? And he just made me feel his arms like wrapping around this dog's chest. So the chest is this like puffed out type of thing. And so for me, that means his best friend. No wonder. Okay. No wonder he's hugging him. Yeah, you can feel the arms around this large chested dog, right? And I'm like, all right, so we're talking about this large dog. He says that he says the dog is the only one that gets him. Your brother's in this room with you right now. He hasn't left yet. Hang on. What? He's telling me to come downstairs and get some food. So he wants to like everybody to come downstairs and get some food. Get a plate. That's what we need. He says that, what? Who are you there with? Oh, I'm asking him. It's weird. I almost feel like there's other family members that have tried to come get him, that have tried to come help him, but he's still dealing with his issues and getting over it. He's still physical. And so he keeps talking about there's been like a gentleman or something, maybe that goes into like a grandfather way or something like that. That I don't think your dad has passed, I can tell you that. It's like a grandfather or something like that that has been trying to come get him. But he says like, no, I can't get up yet. I can't go up yet. Like I need to be here. He says that, what? Did y'all finally decide on burial instead of cremation?
He was cremated, but we are about to put him into a thing.
You are putting him. Oh, yeah. Okay.
We're putting him away.
Okay, you are. Okay, he goes like this. He says, cremation, burial, and he keeps shifting them. And I was like, well, okay. And then he showed his casket, or he showed this box going into the fire, but then he shows me grass. And so I'm like, okay, because we're doing both. He says that, hold on. He's like making a joke on how you need to put him in a keychain and take him with you.
So he wants me to take him when I go?
Yeah.
I have
Well,
it
it's
in a little
you
thing.
do. You do.
I
Okay,
did, yeah.
perfect. Perfect. Okay. He talks about this. He goes, I said, man, you're being buried. I said, so what's up with that? I said, are they going to be able to come and see you all the time? What's happening? He goes, no. He says, she's going to be able to take me. She's going to be able to bring me. And he just shows me this tiny little thing. And he shows like getting in the car with it, being able to go anywhere with it, like this whole thing. And he's talking about, you should just take me everywhere. And he says, I'll go. I'll ride with you. He says that, so he's going to hang out with you. What? I think they did very good for you. He says, I thought they would do more. And I'm like, they literally had a memorial and they did everything that they needed to do for you. So let's ask about what they did and how was it and what. He keeps playing Gangster's Paradise by Coolio in my head. I have no idea why. That's very random.
That's his song.
What?
You play it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
All I heard was, so why are we so blind to see that the ones we... Oh my God, that has meaning to it. Just go and listen to it again. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Again. Yeah, he keeps making me hear that. He's going. I'm like, stop. So please play that song when we're done with the session, just because he's making me listen to it. He can't really be a gangster when I'm fucking here. Like, I know. So what? He wants to see you get married. So you're not married yet? Okay. He talks about he wants to see you like be able to be a princess in a way, be able to be like this more like innocent side. He wants to see like the beauty of it. He wants to see you very, very happy. He wants to see you like honored in a way, you know. He doesn't want you to keep getting fucked over in a way too. He just does. He thinks you deserve the entire world and he loves you and he's going to help you get to that point. He says that hold on. He like wants to have somebody that'll help take care of you. He's talking about stop messing around in all the wrong places. That's what he says. Yeah.
I'm trying.
I know. Are you currently with somebody right now?
It's like no.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So then that's okay then. So that's probably where the girl will come in then. Okay. So, okay, good. I was like, if you're married right now, we're going to look at the charts and I'm going to tell you exactly why and how this doesn't work out. Hold on. What? I have no idea how that happens. I have no idea how that happens. It's weird that I kind of think, I don't think you end up getting with anybody that is in your country.
My country?
No. I know. Wait, don't think it's bad. Don't think it's bad. It's almost like you end up meeting somebody that is, I think that's where this is coming from. You end up meeting somebody that works or talks about owning their own business or something like that. It's not a big business. It's just good. And they're either from, I want to even say that they're like Dominican or Cuban or something like that, but they are from, like, they live in Florida, and for some reason, or they are Dominican or Cuban from Florida and they live in New York, like something like that. There's something to do with those two, and you end up, and it's not, you don't have it, they're not in your life right now. They're not here right now. None of them are in right now. But it's like you end up, it's like you would end up like online dating them, or you would bump into them from somebody and then you talk to them over online back and forth, and they fly up to see you, and it almost feels like this person is like between 5 and 8 years older than you, and you are just like, I don't know, but they're nice, but they're okay, you know, he was with this woman for like 11 years, do you think it's good with me? Like, you're really cautious at that point, but you end up having this whole relationship, I would even say, for like a year and a half, and it ends up getting really good. And I don't see you staying here. Now, this is going to be me 10 years from now. Okay, so talking about you 10 years from now, I don't see you staying in Canada. I see you moving to the US.
Yeah, I want to move.
Yeah, okay. So I don't see you staying in here. I keep getting you in warmer climates. And for me, maybe I think what happens, this is kind of how it feels, that they came into Florida. They're another race from another country. They ended up becoming like a business person almost in a way, but they still have that like flair or that flavor to them. And then they end up going to New York. And I think they have something to do in like New York State or right outside of New York or like Baltimore, Maryland, like that area. And you meet them. I don't know how you meet them, but it feels like it's kind of long distance. And then they end up flying up to you. It ends up working out. They don't live in your country. They don't live up there. This is just clearly a thing that just happens by fate. And then you'll end up moving down south because you like it better. Okay, so
that's exciting.
Just keep your options open. I think your brother will help it out. Are you oh, hold on, I don't see you with a boring white guy. Nope. 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 It's okay. I never dated one either. Hold on. What? Tell me. And then I want to see if you have any questions too. I want to ask him though. He loves you. He misses you. He misses talking to you. I know. He doesn't. It's bad because once you start crying, once you get going, like you can't pull yourself out of it. So you remain stern all the time.
Yes.
And it's not a bad thing. I get it, especially when you have babies and stuff like that. I understand. He's talking about how he tries to get in your head. He tries to get around you, but he doesn't want you to break down because you know you have to focus. You know you have to be on point, right? And he doesn't want you to feel like you're going to just go overboard. He wants to be a part of your kid's life, and he's going to. I think there ends up being 3 all the way. I think he's going to make this happen. So I want you to tell him, well, not tell him, just ask him, say, make this happen for me. That's all you say. And then let it go and stop talking to these other news because they don't make any sense right now. Tell you what, they don't feel like they bring anything to the table for you.
No.
Yep, nothing at all. And as soon as we're okay with, you know, all these other people being gone for a little bit, be okay with being alone with your cat. You don't have a cat, but be okay with being alone with your cat. That's what I always say. And when you are okay with being alone with your cat and you ask him, then he's going to attract this right to come into it. Do I feel like it's right now? No, but I think it ends up happening in the next year and a half. I think you end up starting to get, I would even say, yeah, year and a half. So give it a little bit, breathe. Okay. Hold on. He was hairy. He was fuzzy. Very sorry. He just showed me his arms. He keeps showing me his legs over and over again, like from the knee down, and he looks like a Yeti.
You should see his back on his chest.
Oh my God. So he's all, yeah, he hasn't taken that. His tummy was his fuzzy whenever he showed it to me earlier, you know, like how he was rolling around in bed and he had all this disheveled hair. And I was like, dude, you got to get groomed, man. You got to do something about it. You did? Yes. See, he's talking about, oh man. He talks about you with your lotions and potions.
Oh, my makeup.
Yeah. All that. He just put like Harry Potter in my head. I was like, I have no idea about that. That for me means lotions and potions. He says that, what? Tell me about that. He's sorry he disappointed his dad. Your dad and your mom live together still?
No.
Where is he at? Where's his dad at now?
He's on the road most of the time.
I get it. He's a driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He talks about how the dad keeps his mind going, just always. And that could be a couple of things. He what? I feel like in a way you'd be able to hear his footsteps on the stairs, or like a creak, ring, ring, like ever so often, just slight, and you'd be like, weird, and because he's heavy, and you can feel it. Have you ever heard anything like that before?
I've seen things, I've heard things. The other day, I was sitting in the living room and there's a toy car and it has like a light on it. And it never goes on, but it like randomly turned on for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Was that him?
He's in him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's in your house. Yeah, that's him. He's making me physically hear things, and so he's sitting with you. He hasn't left yet. He's just trying to make up, and like your son, like your mom, like you, right? He's trying to make sure he's like being around for these big events, and he loves you. Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Did like somebody's birthday just pass? Okay, cool.
My
cool.
sister's birthday was yesterday.
Yesterday. Cool. All right. He makes me hear singing happy birthday, and then he shows me the colorful balloon right after that. So that means it's like right then. Cool. So he's trying to be a part of that too. I was like, what else are you a part of? And he does that. He says that he says it's party time anytime. I said, are they going to party this weekend? And he goes, oh, it's party time anytime. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He says that, so your sister has kids of her own? Your sister has her whole thing going too? Okay, cool. I said, how old is she? What's going on? He says, oh, she has a family of her own too. I was like, okay. He says, he loves y'all. He loves y'all. He's just trying to be a part of the family still. Okay. Yeah. So for right now, do you have, before I go, I mean, I like your brother. He's just in your house.
He's here all the time.
Yeah. Well, and it's the whole thing. So you got to think about it this way. So I just want to, that, because I know your mom and I know everybody else is going to watch this. So you have to remember it this way. He couldn't get right with himself all the way. He did something that he knew he wasn't supposed to, that wasn't going to be right for his body or his spirit. He was trying to get away from feelings and emotions, along with battling addiction. He wasn't listening to his inner self, and he was trying to find the light through other means, which means shoving it out. And so now, guess what he is? He died of this way, and now all he is light. And he didn't get to know it very well in life because he tried to shove it down. And so guess what? Now he's trying to learn what it is. And so once he, no, it's good. And so what they do is they are here, and especially because he didn't get closure from y'all, it caused so much pain. It caused this ripple effect in the family. And so now, because y'all were able to take care of his body, take care of him, doing all these things for him, he's going to be here to help you, because now he's not battling addiction anymore. He's not battling the feelings in the energetic area from the body. And so now he can make his soul or his light grow. And so he's going to do that by watching and helping y'all. That's it.
Okay.
So yeah, so will he be here forever? No. Absolutely not.
But will
he? No. He won't be here for forever. He'll be here probably long enough until you transition, till your heart is happy and full. Because right now you're the project that he's going to be working on. So you're going to see things kind of like come together. Because right now you're good. You say I'm okay, but you're not satisfied. You're not into a point where you're like, man, I feel confident. I feel good with where I'm at. And so what he's going to do is, because he's trying to give back because of what he did, he's going to make you have that role fulfilled. He's been watching over mom, what was going on. He's going to give back to her. He's giving back to your sister. And now he owes it to your kids as well, because he loves them. He's going to make all this come to fruition. And once that does, then you're probably going to feel a really big lightness happen. And then he's going to move up. That's it. Does that mean he's gone out of our lives? No. But does that mean he's sitting on the edge of your bed talking to me anymore? No, he talks in feelings, because he's in higher vibration, which is what we like to call like God, source, love. That's it. Yeah, okay. It's interesting. Okay. Do you have any questions for me at all?
My mind is so blank. I wish I did.
I know. It's weird. It's weird, but it's I wish he could be in my head. He is he's a good guy. He's just still coping. How long ago was this? Like a couple years?
I think it's been like a year and a bit now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He doesn't feel new like a year, but he feels a little bit longer, but he's nothing more than 3. So what I want you to do right now in closing, if I didn't have another session, I would just stay here, but I had to go over. So I want you to do one thing. I want you to either have a good breather or a good ugly cry. Both of those are very important. Okay. Take time to process. Number 2, because we had a session, because he's here, because we literally said, hey, come here, I'm going to notice you now and I'm going to feel you. You may have some interesting things happen. Your kid may notice him more. You may have some car lights go off more. You may hear some steps. You may get some feelings. You may feel overwhelmed and just break down and cry in the bathroom. What is that? That's him coming in and telling you he loves you. That's all source. One of the things I also want you to look out for, and knowing that it's him, is that you will get goosebumps ever so often. So they're
The whole time I've had goosebumps.
because he's around you. Okay, do you know what that is? So what that is remember that he is consciousness, he is energy, he is electricity. That's what pretty much what you go into. You are energy. And us in our human form, our body is energy, then our consciousness is. But we all have a thing called an EMF, an electromagnetic field. Everything has around it. People call it an aura. It's scientific, it's an EMF. And so what happens is that their energy comes in and interacts with that electromagnetic field, and that causes goosebumps. So your body is reacting. Yes. Yep. That is called the whoosh. That's my favorite thing. It's called the whoosh. You will get goosebumps from your head to your toes, or your toes to your feet. You'll get them in localized areas. That's them coming through. And what they're doing is that they are using your energy to talk to me. Okay. So you may feel more tired. You may get exhausted. You may feel like you just want to go to sleep after this, not just because you're a new mom, but because you may just want to go to sleep after this. But that's him. Okay.
Okay, I do have a question.
What? Yeah.
My newborn son, he smiles at nothing all the time. Is that him?
Yeah. Yeah. Remember
He's
I was saying
always
he's
like
gonna
smiling and laughing. And nothing.
Yeah, that's what he's not smiling at nothing. He's smiling at him. And that's why he's probably sitting on this bed. Is this where you keep your baby at in here?
He's over here.
Oh,
and then my other son
is over there. Okay, yeah. So he's in this room. So this is actually your room. So yeah, no wonder. Yeah, that's him. Just tell him hi. Okay. Tell him you love him. Okay. That's it. Another thing is that you can do, this is what I like to do. Don't have any fear with this. There's nothing negative on it. What I want you to do is I want you to say, like, in your head, when he starts smiling and laughing at something, and if he's looking in one area, in your head, I want you to say, all right, Rich, I want you to move over there. And then ask him.
He follows them?
And he follows them.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Just watch, but be patient. You got to give the energy. You got to ask. And there's different ways. You can't just say, move over there. That doesn't have any feeling. That doesn't have any draw. But what you say, like, inside is like, physically see it in your head and ask him to move. Say, move over there to the chair, or move over there to the crib. And they'll, or because their baby's right, they're tracking it in front of them, and maybe he'll just start staring at you instead, right? Because they left the space. Okay. So yeah. So do that. Let me know. And if you need me, or if y'all have any questions at all, just email me. Got it?
Thank you. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You pretty much told me everything that I wanted to know. You even have to ask something.
No. No. Well, it's because remember I told you, I said, make sure you think of questions, make sure you get into a quiet space, make sure you call them forward. It's because they will say everything that they need to say that you ask. I'm just now the telephone. That's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's cool, right? Yeah, and it's not scary at all. So good luck in Canada. I know that the winter is coming. If you ever want to come down to Houston, right now it is 95 degrees down here, which I think is like, I don't know, 38 degrees Celsius or something like that. It's crazy hot. Come down and see me. We would love to have you. Okay? All right, honey. I love you. Be good, okay?
Okay, love you too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, sweetie. You're welcome.